We successfully came through our payment process. So now our payment gateway is Pay Here. So we are using Pay Here sandbox environment. So we successfully get some payment through our payment gateway in our previous video. So I more explain about Pay Here and what is the sandbox environment and what is the JavaScript SDK in sandbox environment to for web developers. So now we have to so when we purchase some product, it comes to it redirect to our payment portal, and we need to give our bank details for that. Fake details, we need to give the fake details, and we need to use sandbox environment valid Visa and Visa or Mastercard. After all approved payment, we are redirecting our invoice page. So now we need to program that invoice page as well. So we are coming to our coding area. Alright guys, now we are in our invoice page. So first we need to first I want to say, if you don't watch my invoice page design, you can watch that in my playlist, and also I will pop up a link above. And now you need to require your connection class to that file and check any user is signing on that page using this ESET function, and you need to get that UMail variable. You know what is this UMail variable? We previously talked about that in my previous video. And I need to check user email using this session associative array, and I need to get that product ID using $get associative array, and yes, I need to OID variable, and I need to close my PHP scriptlet tag here, and we have our design below that PHP ending scriptlet tag. And now we can print our invoice using this print invoice command, and I also try to export this invoice as a PDF. I'm researching about that thing. When I find that process, I will represent you. So now I have this print invoice command, and we can print our invoice as well. So I give this onClick and I give this command inside this onClick attribute, and want to give this in my JavaScript part, and want to bring this command to JavaScript part. And we don't need to program this thing because this is not changing. This is our website address. And we are coming to this line. So our customer details are also changing. We need to change that, and we need to get customer's address using this address result set, and I need to search user's address using user has address table, and want to get user email column. So I made that address data variable and assign it to address result set and fetch as a connection, and in this PHP scriptlet tag again. Now we have our user data and our first name and last name columns, because we are connected in database now. So we need to give users first name and last name using session associative array, and also want to give address line 1 and line 2 and concat comma, and I want to get that line 1 and line 2 using this address data variable, and we can get users email using this UMail variable, and we have this invoice result set variable. So we can select order ID from invoice table. So we have this search query like that, and we can make this invoice data variable. Now we can use our invoice data variable to get that product ID and our purchase date and time, purchase product ID, like that. So I use this invoice data variable to get my product ID to invoice, and also I use this to get my purchase date to invoice. And now we have this table here. So I'm loading my invoice table first. So we are going to our payment gateway, and we need to get our this card, Mastercard. I am getting Mastercard here, and paste on that, and we can type our name and give this CVV and expiry date, future date. You must give future date, and we are paying, and payment approved, and we are coming to our invoice page. So it shows invoice 5, and it shows our purchase date time. You can see it, its date time is okay, and it shows who is the customer and customer details, address and email. And we can also print our statement using this print button. You can see when you click on print button, it redirects to this print option. So I don't have printer, so when we have printer, we can print our statement like this. And now we have this table here, so we need to program this table. So this is the table headers. We don't need to program table headers. So I need to get product ID using this invoice data, and also want to echo that OID variable. We made that OID variable to get product IDs. Alright, now I need to search my product ID from product table and want to make that product data variable to get our product title and product price and our quantity, total price and any other details. So I made that product data variable and get my product title using product data variable, and get my price table, price column, get my product quantity, get total price of product using this product data variable. And I also want to use that invoice data variable to get purchased quantity, and need to get that invoice data variable to get product total. And we have search query there. We have city search. We want to search our city ID using city table, and want to make that city data variable and assign it to city result set and fetch as of connection. And if our city data is equal to 2, it means customer is in Colombo. So we have this delivery fee for Colombo column here, and we need to pass that column using product data variable and assign it to delivery variable. So we do that process in our previous video also in our process.php file. So, and if any user is not in Colombo, he is not equal to value 2, so it executes this line and add our delivery fee for him. And we need to make that $t variable here. We need to assign that $t variable to invoice data, and we need to get our total column here. So this $t data means our it shows our grand total. So when we get our product price and add to delivery fee, it is a grand total. So this $t variable means grand total. So I made that $g variable, so it means subtotal, that means product price, and I need to add my delivery fee for product price and get that $t. So I make that maths part like that, and I need to give these variables to subtotal, delivery fee and grand total. And now we successfully programmed our invoice page. When you program this, I show you previously I purchased Xbox 360 console. So it comes like this. It shows our product title and unit price, quantity and price, added delivery fee. So okay guys, let's purchase any other product. So we have this LED backlight strips, and let's purchase them. Alright, this is the product. So I use this payment portal, and I use Visa, and I give name here, and need to get sandbox given Visa card number. Give this on there, and need to get 3 numbers and give the future date and pay. Now you can payment approved, and now you are redirecting to invoice page. So e-invoice, you can see it now. It shows advanced LED backlight strip set and unit price, quantity, and also delivery added, total price and grand total, you can see here. And it also printed invoice was created on a computer, and it is valid without signature and seal. So this is computerized invoice, so we don't need to put any signature or seal in this invoice, because this is also valid. So you can purchase item can return before 7 days of delivery, and it shows like a notice. And when we print our invoice page, it don't print our header and our footer. You can see that when we print, it shows like that, and it shows date and time and our email header, our website header. And you can save this as a PDF, and like this, you can save it on there. And I will show you that the invoice I printed. So this is in another website, you can see it. And now you can see previously we printed our invoice, so you can see like that. Alright, okay, now we program our invoice page. Now we need to have some changes in our JavaScript too. So we are going to our JavaScript part. So previously I show you, I commented that invoice page redirection in JavaScript and get that save invoice, and I pass those IDs using the save invoice command. Now I am going to tell you about that, and you need to now comment this line and give the save invoice command and pass this order ID and mail amount and quantity IDs to server side. And you need to give that. We are making a command, so we need to call that command using functions. I need to pass that pass those IDs with this command. So I pass these IDs using form requesting method. So AJAX form requesting method. So I append form order. I append my order ID and product ID, mail, amount and quantity using this form append method. So I give that OIMAQ like that letters to server side to pass my ID. Pass these IDs, and I make this XML HTTP request object using request variable, and I need to test my onReady state change. If my ready state equal to 4, you know it is success, and it's executing this line. Then redirects invoice page and combine ID with that. Or any errors, you can come to this else statement and alert this response text. And we need to use this post method for that, because we are using form append system AJAX requesting forms, and I need to send my request to save invoice.php file using post method, and I need to get my form inside the send method and request it to server side. And now we are going to see what is our save invoice.php file. So we are coming to this invoice. So we are coming to this save invoice.php file. We start our session function and require our connection class here. I need to check any user register in my page, so check with the tset function using session associative array. And now I need to get that get these values. You can see these values. I pass these IDs using these values, so I need to get that values into my save invoice.php file using this post associative array. And when we get on these values to server side, we need to assign them to these variables like $OID, PID and mail, amount, quantity, like those variables. After we do that thing, we are coming to our search query part. So now I need to get product ID from my product table, so I write my search query like that and get my product data variable and I check my product result set and fetches of connection and assign it to product data variable. And now we need to make a new variable here, so it means current quantity. So we want to get current quantity of product we purchased. So I get that product data variable and get my quantity table value and assign it to current quantity variable, and make this new quantity variable and assign it to current quantity variable and make that new quantity variable. And now we are making this new quantity variable, and we want to subtract our quantity and quantity from current quantity. So we need to subtract current quantity from quantity and assign it to new quantity variable. And now we want to update our product table. When we get our quantity, we want to update our product table, and we can use this insert update delete query for that. We want to get our data, we want to get our date and time when we purchased our item. So I am making this kind of 4 lines for that, and I will explain about you little bit. So I make that date time object using this new and assign it to $d, and I made that $tz and I made that $tz variable, and $tz variable means time zone. So I made that data time zone and get Asia column because we are in Sri Lanka, I get the Asia Colombo for that. And I want to format my date time as first I want to get years, months, date, hours, minutes and seconds. And we can use this set time zone for to format our date and time zone. Right, now we are coming to our save invoice page main query. So this is the main query. So it's an insert update delete query. We need to get that insert update delete which is made on our connection class, and I need to connect my database to that and want to write this query like that. So I want to insert to my data to invoice table, so I get that like that, and I get my order ID, data, total, quantity, status and product ID, and also I get my user email columns, order by invoice table. So this is the order of invoice table columns, and we don't need to get our ID because it is auto incrementing. So we can get our values from server side, and you can see the values like that. So I give that OID, we made that OID variable on there and get this O value, and we also now made this date variable and amount, and this status is not in our database part, so we hard code that like a 0. And now we are making our main insert query for invoice table, and when also is success, it echo success. So one is success, one value is success. So now we are successfully made our save invoice process. So now we are purchasing, it comes to invoice page, and invoice page is fully programmed, and it also go to our pay here merchant portal. I previously show you that, and now our payment process is successfully okay. And it also, and when we purchase something, it also goes to our purchase history page. So you can load your purchase history page and see your purchased item here. So you can see it, we have this product ID, we have this purchase ID, and also order details, quantity, amount, and purchase date and time. We can also send feedback as well. In my previous videos, I designed my purchase history page, and if you don't watch it, you can watch it in a link. Now it's pop-upping. And in my next video, I want to show you how I program my purchase history page. So now my part is over. I'm going to wind up my video. So I need to show you how I program my invoice page, and how to get that invoice page into save invoice process, and how to process my product and get details to our database. So I successfully talk about that, and now I am going to wind up my video, and I will see you soon in my next video. Peace.